Some shake hands.
It's a real pleasure to be meeting with a great
Who is it?
progressive leader. We're really excited to have a friend
doesn't know.
in
Does not.
Australia. Australia's been a long-time friend. But
Does not.
You are!
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss!
Oh, hey!
Oh, yeah!
Morning! And welcome to episode 977 of Hard Factor. It is Friday, July 1st, 2022.
Is that Happy Canada Day? Is that today Canada Day? Or
Is that Canada Day?
Canada Independence Day or something?
Is
Yeah.
it? Canada Day. Happy Canada Day.
Or
But I'm
Independence
wearing
Day?
a USA jersey because it's the start of Independence Weekend
That's
in
right.
America.
That's right.
We're the USA, but we call ourselves America, which is two continents because that's how we roll.
Double continents.
Thank
Sometimes
you
we
for
drop
cheating
the
on the
A,
news with us.
and it's just U.S. We got mad names for our country, sir.
Yeah.
America.
It's a big
America.
week. It is Canada Day. And
We
then,
claim both continents as
more
ours.
importantly, 4th of July. Right.
So, yeah, much more importantly, on today's episode of Hard Factor, more justice in the cup of coffee in the big time with Mark.
That's right. People are getting served justice.
I can
the
never get
third
enough
day in a row.
justice.
Yeah.
It's just
And
been
justice for all, as
we've been
Metallica says.
drinking cups of justice all week.
Remember that
I've
guy?
got-
Remember that guy? When we were growing up, we used to hang out at
Cowan's
our
neighbor.
one buddy's house, and he
Oh,
had a
Justice,
neighbor whose last name was Justice.
Yes.
And he would have justice-themed parties that were.
Turns out,
So he was in his 30s in a nice big house next
think
to
he
our
met
buddy's
his demise.
parents' house.
Yeah.
And we were like in our late teens and drinking in the basement in high
I think
school.
he had a Radio Shack crypto type ending.
For
Justice.
sure. Justice
Yeah.
would have like golf carts picking people up
Yeah.
in the court and bringing down like bimbos and bikinis, like, and we were like always trying to peek over, but he had a privacy fence. We're like, damn, Justice's parties. Well, can we get an invite?
I was just
You know?
over. I was just so Collins is back in the same house, and I was just over there asking about Justice. And I'm pretty sure. I mean, it was hazy because we were in the
Oh, he's
hornet's
dead.
nest. You know
He's
how that
dead.
gets.
Justice
And, I'm
is
pretty
dead.
sure Justice. He had an unsavory end to the neighborhood, I believe.
He
Oh,
was
for
one
sure.
of these
He's
guys.
gone, long gone.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
one of these guys that would get like a golf cart concierge when he'd have
Yeah.
a party.
That's what I was
you know,
saying.
Like, yes, you'd park your car like down
he'd
the
pick you up.
road.
Right.
There's
He
a
would pick up the guests at the top of the hill.
And we
had
would just try to
security.
peek over the fence, and but we were just young, like
He had a
smoking
big
like
pool back
triple
there.
M's,
We were like, I
Marlboro
bet they're doing a
Menthol
lot of
Mild,
cocaine and stuff.
sneaking them in the back.
We were like making up how it was probably better than it even was. We're like, if we could just get over there one time, we'd always be invited.
that was some of the nerdiest shit we did was just hopping over the fence trying to sneak a peek at his parties.
We were like sophomores and juniors in high school, just wishing.
Yeah, we were young.
Yeah.
It was a young thing. I've got in the TikTok International Moment on deck today. We're going to Santiago, Chile.
Okay.
And
Twice last year. Have you ever been to Santiago,
Actually.
Chile?
yes, the Stadio Olimpico. And then we're gonna fly all the way around the globe and make it all the way to Australia at the end of that. And then Pat's gonna wrap it up with the high five.
Hell
Boom.
yeah.
What you got in the high five, Pat?
Oh, lots of different stuff, man. I got some. We're gonna make fun of some commenters that said nasty things about us.
Okay.
Nice.
We're
Sounds fun.
going to. I got a new thing.
Sounds
where
about on par for the course.
We're gonna
Yeah.
click through their Facebook profiles.
Ooh,
Nice.
A little deep dive.
Yeah, you're
into
gonna
the
like
haters.
it.
I like that.
And they're
All
gonna
right.
feel pretty bad about what they said about us.
I love that.
So one guy might be right.
We have the microphone, so you listen to every goddamn word we have to say, right? Like in the wedding singer.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna give a
until they
fat
type
update.
again on the keyboards. and
Yeah,
then-
it's true.
Yeah.
It's just stacked. It's stacked. Just stay tuned.
Never-ending cycle.
One quick update before we get into the news because it's a packed show. Wes and his girl do not have COVID, so on to the
Yes.
trip they go successfully.
Negative.
Good for them. My wife's still bedridden.
no.
3.5, 4 days. It's not good over here. I have zero symptoms. I'm being chef all week, which is unusual for me. I'm
That's
cleaning and
bad.
stuff.
That's
like
not
it's
good.
it's
Feel
not
bad
good
for
over
her
here.
on
She's
that
she's
one, on
she's
your-
really the what's it called, the support system in this house, and she can't get out of bed. So T's and P's over here.
Yes. Hopefully
yeah.
she's getting better though. That's
Yeah. Let's do it though. Let's do it.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
All right, first up, a fun fact. Costa Rica, which is one of the happiest countries on earth, because of I don't know, views like this,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Pura Vida, right? That's
Tika time. They don't even have watches over there. It's they show up when the good life, Pura Vida. Yeah, they like to have a good time. It's one of the happiest countries on earth. And that happiness translates to high life expectancy for Costa Ricans. People that live in Costa Rica live to an average age of 81, which is almost 2 full years more than United States people. Because because it includes people that die young. Overall, 81 is the average life expectancy.
You're on the beach, I mean, you're relaxing.
You want to spend as much time there as you can.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. So more on Costa Rica and an example of why the overall life expectancy is lower in the U.S. later in the coffee.
Oh yeah, I mean the whole show is gonna have.
Yeah, we're pretty stupid over here. A lot of TV shows about 101 ways to die that are stupid.
Somehow America makes a ridiculous appearance in the TikTok International Moment as well. So
yeah, we're stupid. Honorable mentions. Speaking of someone from the U.S. that defied all the odds and living past the average life expectancy, Sonny Barger. You guys know who he is?
He's a badass.
He is.
He's
He's
wearing
got a Hell's Angels pin.
He's the founder of the Hells Angels.
What a stash, too.
He was found dead in his California home on Wednesday at the age of 83. Barger founded his self-described group of card-carrying felons in Oakland, California in 1957 and raised hell ever since.
Man, I wonder, did he have a sick pad? Did it say anything about that?
I mean, he's loaded.
I mean, he's the godfather of the Hells Angels.
He's so much money and drug money and stuff through the Hells
How many
Angels.
bikes did he have?
Oh, a million. Anything he
matter.
wanted. Women,
Whatever he
bikes, he
wanted.
had it all. He also spent
armada of
8
bikes.
years in prison for doing things like blowing up a rival gang's headquarters in the 80s,
right.
which was conspiracy to commit murder. And he sold heroin for 3 decades. And
Well,
Classic.
he was a self-described cocaine addict and womanizer, and he, a hellraiser, Hell's Angels, baby.
as you would expect from
yeah.
the leader of the Hells Angels.
He was the real deal.
Man. So in the Lower East Side of Manhattan, the reason I was asking,
There he
the
is,
Hells Angels still, maybe they sold it recently, but I forget what street it's on, Lower East Side. They hold a fucking building, and they have the Hells Angels flag out front. It's the safest
still
street in all of New York, but the building
still
must
a
be worth
huge
10
gang,
million.
right?
I don't know about the Hells Angels in particular, but a
They're
lot
old.
of biker gangs do a lot of awesome things like
There's a shitload of biker gangs in the
protect
US.
kids that are
Yeah.
getting abused and shit like that, and they do a lot of cool
Right. Some of
things.
them are good. Some of them are
a lot of biker
nefarious.
gangs are pretty cool. I think the
Yeah.
Hells Angels are mainly into making profit,
Meth,
but
yes.
but
Right. I
but
think
there are a lot of good
them are
biker
into
gangs
meth,
too.
Right.
Yeah. As Pat alluded to on yesterday's show, or maybe earlier in the week, I think it was yesterday's show. On Thursday, Ketanji Brown Jackson was sworn in and became the first ever black woman on the Supreme Court. She joins a very active court who has been handing out impactful rulings left and right recently, and in fact did 2 more on Thursday to end their session. I think they have a 3-month off period now until October. They start every
Good.
October and
Right.
end. They
Slow
were
it
on
down.
one. They were on one, right?
They always do it in bunches like this.
Yeah.
I wasn't laughing at her. It's very a great achievement by her. It was hilarious. You guys see Good Morning America?
Yeah.
Good Morning America tweeted.
They missed woman in the tweet. Yeah.
Congratulations to Ketanji Brown Jackson being the first African American to sit on the Supreme Court.
Typo. They deleted it. Typo. They need the edit button.
Good Morning America, though.
Yeah.
That's so
In their mind.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
You know that the person running that account is 25 and just
it's just hilarious.
they had
that
the
it
text
happened.
and they just missed the word. I don't think anyone at
It's
Good
so
Morning
funny
America
that it happened to
thinks-
Good Morning America.
Yeah.
It's a huge brand,
Right.
And
They probably interviewed Clarence Thomas. And other people.
Yeah.
I don't think they. Yeah. Anyways,
it was obviously a mistake, but
it was
just
a mistake.
what a
It's
mistake.
funny. Yeah, it's
It
funny.
was an amazing.
Well, if you missed one more word, it would have said first Supreme Court justice ever sworn in, right? If you
Right.
missed 2 words, then
You'd really have egg on your face.
it's weird how they do 3-month breaks for me. It's like classic government for you. It feels like they're an elementary school schedule, like summer break for the Supreme
They
Court.
just always do it like
Like,
this. They like to
it's
bang
weird.
it out. They're like.
Why don't they do it I don't know, like a 2-week break, 4 times a year, so that you don't go 3 months without having decisions?
Mark?
I
You
don't
gotta go if you're Kavanaugh. What
Yeah.
you got to do now?
Oh, he's
is
going
go
to the
slam
beach.
beers in the
He's
basement.
going to Costa Rica.
with Squee.
Yeah.
Yeah. and then you can lift some
Get on the
weights,
bench press.
clear
Yeah.
your head.
Kavanaugh's going to gain 30 pounds this offseason. For sure.
Off season.
On Thursday, the Supreme Court dealt the Environmental Protection Agency a blow when they ruled with West Virginia and said the EPA can't make regulatory decisions regarding like coal-producing companies, amounts of carbon emissions and climate stuff. Basically, they said Congress has to make laws on climate stuff, not the EPA. So basically, they just clipped the EPA's nuts off because like that's what they just basically said. Fuck you, EPA. Some people think it's good. Some people think it's bad because Congress ain't going to pass shit. That's the problem. Maybe it should be Congress's responsibility, but what are they going to pass? They never pass anything. So nothing on climate's going to get done. The other big ruling was a 5-4 in favor of the Biden administration being able to end Trump's wait or remain in Mexico policy is what they called. It basically forced asylum seekers to wait in Mexico as their cases make their way through U.S. immigration courts. That was instituted in 2019, and then Biden administration struck it down in 2021, and then like Texas and some other states sued, and it went to the Supreme Court, and they said no, Biden can do this. They can, I guess, wait in the U.S. while they're going through asylum instead of Mexico or whatever. I don't really know the details behind it, but they ruled 5-4 for Biden on that one. So
okay, so it'll just increase our already record-breaking migration, right?
Potentially, I don't know. Okay. I like to try to stay out of that whole border thing, you know. Even though I'm pretty close to it. Even though I'm pretty close to it. Yeah.
I can literally see it out my window right now.
To me, like the border.
Where are you?
Oh wow.
I'm down here in Corpus Christi, Texas, right on the bay.
Oh, Corpus Christi. You can see the bay. You can't see the border.
Oh, hey. Yep.
Pat, Corpus Christi.
Pat sees some asylum seekers out there.
3 hours from the border.
You know what I'm going to do on the way home?
Brownsville.
You know what I'm going to do on the way home, though?
What's that?
I'm going to head on down there to see SpaceX.
Oh,
Boca Chica. Now that is right on the border. That's real close.
Yeah, okay. I will say, like Congress taking big breaks. You know, they do that too. It's weird to me they get 3 months off, but I'm glad they will be off well because I'm sick of hearing about these 9 old fucks. They need to chill out a little bit. They're acting like 9 gods. If we were to update the world power rankings, I would put the Supreme Court in like the top 3 right now because they're fucking with a lot of shit recently.
Checks and balances, you know. Yeah, I mean,
they're like, who's balancing the Supreme Court right now? Absolutely no one.
Does anybody go through these last set of rulings and like, I agree with absolutely every single one of them? I mean, probably
no, but
right?
I'm just saying, like, they just like seem to be on a heater, and I guess it's because it was the last week. Like, I've never heard the Supreme Court so much in 1 week. It's ridiculous.
They dropped these, and it's because of the Roe. It's because of the Roe v. Wade overturn. That was a huge one.
And
then
the Native American thing.
After, pretty big.
Might want to reconsider the lifetime appointments. Is all I'm saying. Maybe like
the church and state thing.
After 75, the church and state thing. Maybe after 75, we get some new blood in there.
The EPA was
I get you, but
that was out of control.
I understand, but we need to like maybe think about not lifetime appointments. In my opinion, age limits. Some of these fucks are like just dying in the chair, like they're Joe Paterno on a football field. Like we don't need them for 48 years in the chair. Maybe we have some age limits, term limits for the court too, is what I think. But hey,
I would say term limits for Congress for me more important than the court. But
I don't know what makes these court people so like godly and not they can get dementia and shit too when they're in their 80s. Like it's time to like maybe consider that. I don't know. Also, it seems like they heard every case possible recently, but one they refused to hear was California Trucking Association versus Bonta, a lawsuit. So I guess there's this AB5 law that will go into effect. I think it was like 2020 or 2021. It was like signed, and now I guess it was going through the courts. And now the Supreme Court said, nah. So I guess AB5 will go into effect, which apparently means one business cannot hire another business if they are in the same line of work, and dumbing it down even further, like layman's terms, meaning you have to be an employee, not an independent contractor for like driving companies. I think that would put a lot of independent contract truck drivers and Uber and Lyft drivers out of work, I believe. Lombard Trucking can probably explain it better. Maybe he can send in like a Cliff Notes voicemail next week.
I didn't understand anything about it. I just saw that he said 70,000 jobs at risk.
So I think the law was written for Uber and Lyft drivers to give them more rights as employees, so they wouldn't get forced into overtime and they could take vacation, they could get health care. So it was like specifically, I believe, written for Uber and Lyft to not fuck those people over, those independent contractors, because the Uber and Lyft was just making everyone an independent contractor. But I think they also overlooked or just didn't even consider trucking, which heavily relies on independent contractors.
California.
Like
I think
I believe I think owner operators are independent contractors. Even I'm not sure, but again, it's like yes, a lot of truck drivers are affected by this law that I don't even think.
Oh, we forgot the farmers and the truckers.
Right,
man.
exactly. So yeah, I don't know. there's a lot of buzz about it in the Hard Factor Discord. I wanted to touch on it. Do your own research in AB5. I'm hearing it might increase supply chain issues if the truckers are fired. So, that makes sense. Hey, Kevin Durant is trying to fuck over his third franchise as he's now asking for the New Jersey Nets to trade him to a better team. Surprise,
Rocking that
surprise.
KD.
Yeah.
Number one scorer of all time.
He started there on the
USA
Thunder.
basketball.
And then where did he go after
He
the
fucked
Thunder?
over the Thunder. Then he went to the Warriors and won 2 championships, and then just left because even though they all could have won like 6 in a row, he just
Well,
left.
they did, and they just did.
No.
They won their 6th.
But
I mean,
last year,
he could have
they-
stayed.
no. Once he left, they didn't win again until this year. They were the worst team in the league last season, and it took him 4 years to get back in the playoffs. Like because Clay got injured for 2 years. Like, yes, the Warriors won this year, but it took him like 3 or 4 years after
Steph.
KD. He fucked
Steph
over
really-
Oklahoma City Thunder. He fucked over the Golden State Warriors, who could have won like 6 in a row, and now he fucked over the Nets, who he won 0 playoff series with.
He wants out.
Yeah,
of Brooklyn.
he wants to go to either Phoenix or Miami, 2 teams that have made their conference finals in the past 2 years. And
Well,
if he
with
joins
great
them,
guards.
yeah,
Great
if he
guards,
joins them,
too.
they're gonna
Yeah.
be favorites to win. Obviously,
So many assists to him on both of those teams.
It's ridiculous.
They're going to be dishing him the ball. Oh, it's
you
gonna
don't
be
see
amazing.
KD asking for a challenge ever. That whole Nets big 3 was a disaster, huh? If I were to tell you that Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden were going to be on the same team 3 years ago, you'd ask what team? The Olympic team or the All-Star team? Not like an NBA team, right? That's just absurd. And yet they accomplished absolutely nothing. Barely played together with injuries and Kyrie being an unreliable weirdo. And now a few years later might have none of the 3 on the team as Harden was traded to the Sixers last season or this season. And Kyrie wants out. Kevin Durant's demanding out. Tough for Nets fans because they're left with Ben Simmons. They're probably going to get a European player for Kevin Durant and a draft pick. Not exactly great.
Pretty incredible rise and fall for the Nets. but they picked 3 individual players who are
Yes,
all
that are
like,
selfish.
all kind of
Yeah.
scorer guys, right? And it's like,
and selfish.
they're selfish, and they're all like individual players who are scorers
who have left teams recently.
But they can be a big piece to a team that's almost there.
Yeah.
But they can't. The 3 of them put it together. It was.
Well, we'll
always
never know
doomed to
because they
fail.
never fucking played together. They played like 20 games in 3 years together or something ridiculous. I
Because
think
they're
they
all
were.
kind of head cases and injury
Yes.
prone.
Yeah, they
so-
probably hate each other.
and that's a good point, right? Because because this is what happened, right? We talked about it a couple days ago. We were like, Kyrie's ruining it. He
Yeah.
goes, no, I will come back, and then Durant
wants
asks
out.
for the trade.
Yep.
So it's like, they're playing this like fucking like
Tough.
cloak and dagger shit.
Tough for New York basketball once
Yeah.
again.
I
against the
agree.
Nets. Yeah, you're right.
That's my
Pat.
take. Similar take.
Well, Pat, which
You're
team
right,
do you
Pat.
support for the basketball for the NBA?
I don't know, man.
I mean, are you a local guy now?
Wizards?
that's out there
I'm a
in New
Bullets
Jersey?
guy.
Yeah, bullets for
Bullets.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
there we go. Yeah.
Juwan
Pow,
Howard.
pow.
You the man. Pau Gasol.
Juwan
he's out.
Howard. Michael Jordan.
Chris Webber.
You
Chris
the man,
Webber.
You the man. That's the reason I'm a Bullets fan. You guys know I love a good cruise story. I did a double cruise this week and cover them as often as I possibly can. They're like my outer space for Will or crypto for Pat. And boy, do I have a good cruise story for you today. What happens on a cruise?
You get fat.
Yeah, okay.
You get
Because of what?
laid.
Yes, okay, yeah.
The
yeah.
buffet.
Food, booze,
The food, the
gambling,
booze.
fucking. Let's stick with fucking, right? That's right. Fucking. People be fucking on a cruise. Strangers be fucking on a cruise. Diseases love cruise ships. Ask COVID, ask syphilis, and it's fucking and potentially diseases that sparked this cruise story. Just before 2 a.m. on a 5th floor dance floor, an all-out brawl broke out on the Carnival Magic cruise ship. You knew it was going to be Carnival. You knew it was going to be Carnival.
Spirit of the sea.
Yeah. Is there any? I mean, the other cruise ships, like we covered, Norwegian that ran into something, but the
Right.
guests were all like pretty well behaved. It's always
It's never
Carnival.
the guest on the other ones. It's only guests on Carnival.
Always Carnival.
It should be
when it's
named
the guest.
Carnival Cruises.
They priced themselves right into that. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
they do.
It's true. It's like $150 for a 7-day cruise. How does that work?
It's the tickets you get for like assault that add up on Carnival. The fight broke out amongst dozens of young cruise goers after allegations of a threesome and cheating hit the dance floor. So all of a sudden they were like, "Yo, you had a threesome," and like they were like a bunch of couples that like multiple couples were affected.
They're like, "It's
by the threesome.
Carnival!"
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this is a weird family reunion, man.
It's bad. Beer bottles were breaking left and right. A woman got cut during the hour-long 60-person fight that went from the 5th floor to the 1st floor. The Coast Guard had to be called in to help escort the ship to shore in Manhattan, where some interviews surely took place and probably a few arrests. I have a little bit of the brawl. Would you like to see it?
Yeah,
Sure.
I love how it's a New York Carnival Cruise.
Yeah,
so
it's
hilarious.
terrible. This is clearly on the 5th floor dance floor, so we only get a little bit of the 5th floor here. Here comes the DJ. Oh, please stop it, y'all. Look at the security guard. Look how tiny he is. He's coming in. He's the smallest guy in the film.
Why are they all dressed in all white? Is that like a cruise thing?
Yeah, this is like a party thing. The security guard like, doesn't want anything to do with it.
But it's massive. It's like,
oh yeah. I mean, that was like 30 seconds of a 60-minute fight.
right, and there's like 60 people involved. Like,
Yes, there were 60
on
people
on
involved.
all the sides,
Yeah, I think it started and stopped, and then it kept going down from floor to floor. And like the security, as you could see, the one guy was like 5'5", 140 pounds. The security guard, so like they were just security was really outmatched. There.
Carnival hires smaller people.
Yeah, because they have to fit in those little rooms.
There's not a lot of room on a cruise ship.
right.
So
Ship work. Yeah,
Yeah.
part of it. So
Yeah, for sure.
a lot of jockeys do that in the off season.
The DJ is my favorite. He's like, "Oh no, y'all, let's keep it moving. Use those feet to shuffle on out of here, y'all."
Yeah, consummate entertainer, man. What a pro.
Yeah, he stayed in his booth. Couple quick ones before we get to the.
went down with the dance floor.
He did. He's like the captain. He went down with the fight.
His training kicked in at that point.
he's the man.
His DJ
Stop DJ.
DJ
voice.
fight break. Well, you got to break it out.
He's got a job for life on Carnival.
That's something
now.
they teach
Hey,
you
hey,
in
break
DJ
it
school.
up, break it up.
Yeah, he's got a job for life.
Keep your cool. Try to get them to dance off the dance floor.
When his table collapses, he gets the wireless mic and keeps DJing it. Like,
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna get through this. We'll take requests after the fight stops. Couple quick ones before we get to the
It's
top
like-
story.
It's like Titanic today, right? The band.
Yeah, he had to play
yeah,
on.
really is.
Yeah, they had
That's
no other option.
Carnival's version of the orchestra on the Titanic.
Yeah,
Here's
that
a
guy
Florida
deserves-
Man Friday for you. Florida Man should be out on Patreon today at patreon.com/Heart Factor. It's a good one. You hear about Will's tattoo update. You hear about a crazy new law in Florida and 2 of the better criminal names you'll ever hear. But check out these snails or slugs.
oh yeah, these are awesome.
They're enormous, and apparently in Florida and all over Florida, it's a giant invasive snail that is a threat to plants, homes, and people's health. It eats 500 types of plants, and it can eat the outside of your home, like the siding and stuff.
Yeah,
plastic,
it's what's it? It's like an African slug.
the
or
giant
something?
African land snail,
Oh,
and it
this thing is
sucks.
disgusting.
It also can give you diseases, obviously, because slugs and snails.
Huge.
you don't
How
wanna
does
fuck with.
how does a snail get that big? I don't
I
even
think it
understand.
eats houses. It's from eating houses and stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like it's like
You're not going to stay small.
Yeah, it's because it eats
You're
everything.
eating construction.
Right, exactly.
Also on Florida Man
Hard
Friday.
to digest.
Before I forget, there's
Yeah.
a pastor who jacks off in public. So
It's true.
don't miss
At a
that.
place that's a public place that's commonly jacked off in Florida. So you have to check it. Speaking of sucks, this is a funny one. A former employee of Facebook, like when it first started, he was the 30th employee, according to him, is saying that back in the day, 2004, I think he
He
said,
must be paid. Then.
Alpha cash.
he
Daddy.
lost 170 million because they got rid of his 0.01 1/100th of one share
Sure.
of Facebook is worth 170 million.
Ooh,
He lost
yeah.
it. He's an entrepreneur now. He goes,
How do you lose it? Like
he sold it or something. He gave it away.
Like in the social network, they dilute
Yeah,
it.
like when he got fired. Yeah, like when he got fired, he was only
He got
there
like
for a year.
sour grapes and like was
Yeah.
like, fine, I'll give it to you, man. Whatever.
probably
He's like,
offered-
who's
they-
paying the server cost? Who
they
was
probably-
paying the server
They
cost?
probably
Mark?
offered him like $20,000 for his tiny shares, and he took it, type thing.
Right. Yeah, exactly. They were like they overpriced him for the time.
They Ray
which was like-
Krocketed him. Yeah.
Which was
You know
like
what's
2006 or something, like right after.
$1 billion.
$1 billion is cool, not $1
Yeah.
million.
No,
Great
$1 billion
movie.
is
David Fincher never misses.
Very good movie. So he said that back in the day, Mark Zuckerberg used to come into the office and swing around a samurai sword to intimidate people when they wrote bad code or weren't working hard enough. He allegedly threatened to cut employees with his giant sword and then would do like a quick exhibition of his swinging skills, like around the office, like swinging a sword.
That totally tracks.
I mean, I believe he had a sword.
What a
Whether or not he
loser.
was trying to intimidate or look cool.
Nah, I mean, like,
I'll catch you.
that tracks with Zuck. Like, he's just, he's like a nerdy, like ultra mean boss. I that's just how I view
He's a
him,
dork.
right? Yeah.
That was his. He thought he was being so cool.
The
Yeah.
nerdiest friend became the meanest boss in the world. That's Mark Zuckerberg.
I don't think he
Right.
was anyone's friend.
No,
Well,
he
you
would never.
like
Just
okay,
that
so
the one
a kid
guy
that was too nerdy
Eduardo.
to even be friends
yeah,
with.
just Eduardo that he
Yeah,
fucked over.
and then he became everybody's boss, and he's a hardcore.
But how about
boss. He
Sean
runs a
Parker?
giant ass company with way too much power.
How about Sean Parker hitting 2 home runs? You know, Napster and Facebook. It just doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah,
Elon
well,
did it.
Another guy who did it, Peter Thiel, is this guy. Same guy alleges that like Peter Thiel would come into the office a lot, and he played poker with him or whatever. Like, and if Peter Thiel lost in poker, he wouldn't pay up. He asked for his money back, even though he's like, at the time a multi-millionaire, now a billionaire. Peter Thiel's a cheapskate. apparently.
Yeah,
But you can't
There's
say it
lots-
because he'll sue you, or
there's
ruin
lots
your
of
life.
bad rumors about all billionaires,
Peter
basically,
Thiel's
right?
a douchebag.
I mean, I just hope that Zuckerberg's wife is chilling about. He built her that clock and everything. Like, he just needs to, from the samurai days, he needs to bring it down a notch.
for sure. But that takes us to,
The cream of the crop!
and as I promised in the fun fact, more on Costa Rica and more on why their life expectancy might be higher than the U.S.
Okay.
U.S. Marshals announced that 34-year-old Kaitlin Marie Armstron, who allegedly shot and murdered 25-year-old world's best cyclist Mo Wilson in Texas, was arrested Wednesday at a hostel on Santa Teresa Beach in Provincia de Puntiarenas, Costa Rica.
Nailed it. She went Central America, huh?
Yeah.
What a
Well, we
fucking
called she was out of the
pussy.
country, I think.
What?
Like,
A
No, I
pussy.
didn't. I was going to say, like, she was the only fugitive out of the last 5 or
What
so
a pussy.
we've had since June that made it out of the country. And
What a pussy.
you may
you
remember,
think that she should have gone to somewhere
You
with
eat
Dutch.
crow
You might
and you
have
go to
gone abroad.
Russia.
I didn't.
You eat crow and you
I
go
thought
to
she was in
Russia.
New York. Just
Well,
hanging out
when we
with the 11
no,
million people in
what
New York.
I thought she did leave at first, but then when they had the low reward, then I was like, oh, maybe they know where she's at.
Right.
But no, it just turns out that they just didn't give a fuck, and she was found in Costa Rica, right? Basically,
She was.
the FBI.
You may remember if you've been listening to the show that Armstrong was a so-so cyclist in her mid-30s, dating a very good male cyclist who had an affair with a younger, way better athlete, best cyclist, female cyclist in the world, Mo Wilson. That dude promised Armstrong it was all over, the affair and the relationship carried on, and they even were living together, I believe, in Austin. But of course, the dude was a hound dog.
Couldn't get enough of that world number one.
No, yeah, and he was still seeing Mo Wilson. And when she came to Austin for a cycling event, that dude went to hang out with her all day. He went to like a local swimming hole that's real famous in Austin, probably to her hole. And he told Armstrong he was visiting his brother or doing laundry the whole time. He was like hooking up with this chick. Yeah. And she followed him and figured it out. So she knew he was lying. She then
I'm
later.
just doing laundry, babe, all weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
All weekend.
And I'm going to smell like sex for some reason.
It's a new detergent.
Yeah, she later drove to the apartment Mo Wilson was staying at and killed her instead of her boyfriend. She just shot her, allegedly and killed her. And
What
then
a psycho.
And then fled back in May. The last that we knew of her whereabouts.
I mean, it's a sad story all around.
is.
I mean, the world number one got mixed up with a bad couple. I mean,
And Homeboy's got to sit a few plays out because he ruined two
Homeboy's a
lives.
big time cheater, and his girlfriend is a murderer.
Homeboy
So-
should be run out of Austin if you ask me. Homeboy needs to leave town.
Homeboy bought his psycho girlfriend a gun for Christmas.
He did.
Yeah.
Ooh, so he's like kind of an accomplice.
Yeah, I'm not even ruling out that he might have organized this in his mind. He might
She
be.
got
I don't
mixed
like
up
him.
with the worst couple of all time.
I don't like this guy. Yeah,
What do
Yeah,
you
poor
get
Mo.
a crazy girlfriend that has everything?
a gun.
A gun. Yeah, that makes sense. Now I get it.
Oh, this
Yeah,
guy's
when
the
you phrase
worst,
it
yeah.
that way, Pat.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he was jealous of Mo, too. The last we knew of her whereabouts was May 13th when she flew from Austin to Houston and then Houston to New York. And while we gave her no credit, or I should say I gave her no credit for leaving the country and gave all the other fugitive credit who didn't, like Brian Laundrie and that psycho from Texas that killed a whole family because they're close to the border, and then also probably because they're men. You probably gave them credit because they're men, and then I discredited the female. Guess what? She got out of the fucking country.
Yeah.
I thought she was near. She got out of the country. We now know the crafty minx made it to Costa Rica on May 18th on a fraudulent passport, and she was sipping pina coladas on the beach for the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, she could have been in Russia and sipping Smirnoff and water for the next 60
She
years.
could have been in
Russia
Taiwan at a
Russia
Costco food court at one of the
Russia
14
does have an
Costcos.
extradition policy for some reason with the US.
No, they don't.
Yes, Ukraine
Taiwan
doesn't.
does
Surprisingly, I know the list. Her mistake was going to Costa Rica instead of somewhere else because Costa Rica hasn't had a no extradition clause to the U.S. since like the 70s, and her ass is getting shipped back to the U.S. right now to likely face murder charges. She should have gone to Africa, where basically every African country besides South Africa has a no U.S. extradition clause, or ironically Ukraine. She could have just pretended to be there to help and just stayed there forever under a false name. Also,
That's a war zone, though.
I know, but not on like the far west side. She could have been like, I'm just here to, like, in case they come to the west.
Right.
I'm
Did
gonna
you see that video?
And they're getting all this war money. When the war's over, they're going to be rebuilt, and she could have lived.
I've
in
studied the non-extradition list extensively, and it's Taiwan. They have 14 Costcos on one.
For me, it's Vietnam, but Taiwan's about to
go
get cucked by China. It
No.
for short
Then
term.
you're in the front lines against China. You're the spot to be.
Do you,
Guys.
you think she's an honorable person? You think
Guys,
she's
I'm going to be
she's
honest
fail?
with you. The no extradition country list is not black and white as it seems.
Vietnam to me is the number one with a
If
bullet
there
on
are-
no extradition. I would
If
go
there
to
are
Vietnam.
relations with the country,
It's so cheap and affordable. There's beaches. I read the pros and cons about Vietnam. I don't see a lot of cons. I would have been in Vietnam forever.
Asia. I'm with you
they
on
would have
Asia.
gotten you back. They would have gotten you back.
No, they wouldn't have.
I'm with you on Asia.
But yeah, let's end today's cup of coffee in the big time with some internet comments from Yahoo users. Yahoo got rid of internet comments well over a year ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, because they give TMZ a run for their money and disparity. But thankfully for this show, it looks like they're back, like today. Like Yahoo decided to bring comments back, and
Yes.
awesome. It's awesome for our show.
Oh, it's like YouTube. It's going to be
it's
so
amazing.
much racist stuff getting
It's
posted.
all racist, sexist,
It's just like
disgusting.
90% racist
Yeah,
posts.
Yes, it's
Yahoo-
And then there's like a couple funny ones, but
yes.
Yahoo's like the best program
That was
aggregator.
YouTube. Back
It's a
in the
straight aggregator. There's no one at the helm to ship at Yahoo.
No,
There's
everything-
literally no parental
Right, everything went through or nothing.
it's just
went.
AI.
The robot,
First AI
yeah.
company. Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally AI.
So here's a couple comments. Remember, the U.S. Marshals tracked her down. Yeah, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I didn't take any of the racist ones. Here it goes. Great job, Wesley Snipes and Tommy Lee Jones. They're referring to U.S. Marshals movie starring Tommy Lee Jones and Wesley Snipes. To which I would say, hey, idiot. Maybe check out The Fugitive, which is the
Yeah,
same
the
group of
first
U.S.
one.
Yeah, the first one, which is 1,000 times better. One of the best ever.
A little better.
Maybe check out The Fugitive.
Just a little.
Yeah,
I want a man on every hen house, whorehouse, outhouse, and
yeah. Tommy Lee
Then
Jones is the same.
mouth.
He's got the same group of U.S. Marshals in The Fugitive as he done U.S. Marshals. Much better movie. All right,
Tommy
next,
Lee Jones is so great. Such a
He's the
great
man.
actor.
Next one. The dude says, I was just surfing down in Santa Teresa, and I hooked up with a chick staying at a hostel. Thankfully, it wasn't her. So very cool, the dude's letting us know he's banging chicks
you know,
in Costa
man.
Rica.
I was just right near her bank chick.
He got a bunch of thumbs downs because they're like, who cares, the dude?
like his style.
And lastly, my favorite is, I hope she likes carpet because she's going to be in jail.
Hell.
In
Yeah,
jail.
good point. Good point, Jerry.
Hope
Jerry,
she likes
his
carpet.
picture is just mushroom.
Yeah.
That's
Hope she
terrible
likes
color.
carpet. Don't mind me, I'm on shrooms. And that's the
Shroomed
cup
out
of coffee.
Jerry.
Yeah, that's the cup of coffee was brought to you by Black Buffalo. The Hard Factor boys love to dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. It really is a nice, enjoyable ritual. But for the longest time, there weren't a whole lot of options for that. Right? There's now an awesome alternative, though, thanks to our badass sponsor, Black Buffalo. If you're 21 or over and you dip or chew tobacco, pouch or long cut, you have to try this tobacco alternative, Black Buffalo. Black Buffalo is everything you love about dipping, including pharmaceutical-grade nicotine, just without the actual tobacco leaf or stem. It's dip literally made from edible green leaves and food-grade ingredients with the same flavors, textures, aroma, pack, and nicotine as traditional tobacco products. No compromise required. They got all the flavors, baby. They got wintergreen, mint, straight, peach, and even blood orange. Black Buffalo sells their products at blackbuffalo.com. It's available in both long cut and pouches. Plus, if you're looking to ditch nicotine and tobacco completely, tap into their nicotine-free options called Zero. Get the subscription option option they have. You can set it and forget it, get it delivered to your door. Happy 4th of July weekend, everyone, in advance. And guess what? Black Buffalo is born in the Midwest, raised in the South, and proudly manufactures their products here in the U.S.
USA.
Black Buffalo.
I'll be enjoying some USA pouches this weekend. That's for sure.
You're damn right. It's 2022. Are you
Call
still
them Freedom pouches this week?
dipping traditional tobacco or those white portion things? If so, and you're 21, it's time to get with Black Buffalo. It's everything you love about dipping us without the actual tobacco leaf or stem. Head to blackbuffalo.com. Use promo code HARDFACTOR, one word, at checkout for 25% off your first order. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use our code HARDFACTOR for 25% off your first order. One last time, promo code HARDFACTOR, 25% off your order. Warning, this product contains nicotine is alcohol.
It is. But
all right, fellas.
Black Buffalo is great. So I don't know if you guys heard while Mark was just talking, there's this techno beat that goes off in my house now because there's a
I didn't hear it.
Robotic crab that prowls the entire home.
That's a toy.
Scarlett's favorite new toy. Yeah. And so it's got like yeah, it's like it's like got like that, and it goes back and forth, and it's got sensors on the side. So
do you think some of these toy makers do it to fuck with parents, like just make them as loud? Yeah, I think so. I think some of the toy makers are sadistic.
They are.
Yeah,
they are. This crab is it's a whole new level of annoying toy.
It doesn't need the strobe light, you know.
No, it does. It blinks too. it's got these eyes. Oh man, you guys see. All right.
Hey, why you fuckers put the air horn on this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised it doesn't. Pack your bag.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
Okay, as I said at the start of the show, we're starting off in Santiago, Chile, twice last year, actually, and then taking the long flight around the globe so we can take a peek at Canada and Spain on our way to Australia. So, big trip, literally spanning the whole globe, leaving out the Pacific Ocean for now. Okay, first up, Santiago, Chile, where one lucky man has disappeared, fellas, completely, after his company accidentally paid him 288 times his regular monthly salary.
Oh, just once. God,
yeah, just once, but 288
no, I mean,
times.
I'm saying for me, just once.
Oh, right. Because how many years is that? I didn't do the math, but it's pretty good.
What, like 5.5 years, right? Like
5.5 years of pay, boom, one time. So the company, which is CIAL Cold Cuts, which is Chile's biggest cold cut provider, was supposed to pay the employee a total sum of 43,000 crores or R's, I don't know. This was in an Indian article, or 500,000 pesos. That was his monthly salary.
Oh, it's monthly. That's like about 12. That's like 20 years.
Yeah, it's about 12, right?
Yeah,
it's monthly.
Not 50. So that's so much money.
There, bro.
That's all he would make in his career.
Right. That's why he's
why you keep a go back for reasons just like this.
This guy, people should take notes for real. So they paid him for the 500. They were supposed to pay him 500,000 pesos for his monthly salary. They ended up paying him 165,398,851 pesos.
Goodbye.
Yeah. So when management discovered the error, they called the employee at his home, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll go to the bank and wire it right back to you. I'll do it right now." And he verbally agreed to it.
Yeah, but he's on his way to Costa Rica.
Yeah, exactly. He's headed to Costa Rica, wherever doesn't have extra.
And a plane taking off.
Yeah. So he was cashing out, packing his bags, and probably because they told him about it, he might not have known. Like,
they tipped him off.
He may not have checked his monthly shit. Like, he may not have been. But once he knew, okay. Now, so they kept calling him because obviously it's huge. I mean, they're trying to follow. They're shitting their pants. The company.
Dude, you got to send someone to his house when you figure this out.
You have to security, but
yeah,
they didn't. They just kept calling him. He kept.
What was his monthly? What was his monthly? Did it say
500,000
Chilean pesos?
Okay, got it. You keep going. I'll do the math.
Oh, nice. I didn't.
Also consider the fact that cost of living is a little bit lower there, but. Yeah,
for sure. But still, when you get 20 years worth of pay,
20 years of his salary that he was okay with having a salary of. So that's
right. And so Pat, the final amount was 165, or just do 100. Yeah, 165,500,000 pesos, which is It's got to be a lot. So right. So he kept telling. They kept calling him. He's like, oh yeah, I'm going to the bank. I'm going to the bank. I'm going to return it right now. But then he showed up and resigned on June 2nd, or didn't show up, I guess, just sent in his resignation.
Yeah, send that in. Send it
via mail. And they got it June 2nd.
It's a postcard from somewhere awesome.
Right. I hope he did. I don't understand why they didn't send security like Mark said. But then once they got it, then they tried to like get him for real, I guess. They probably sent people at that point, his resignation. And obviously he had fled Chile already. He's out of the country. And so like that's how you finesse
for him
a good treasure find. And treasure hunters should take note of that guy. Yeah. Because like that's how you do it.
You have to tell them you're going to do something. I just need I need a couple days.
I'm sending it. Just give me time.
Absolutely. Of course. Mistakes happen. I'll send it back. Just give me till tomorrow afternoon. Gone.
All right. So here's the hard numbers, boys.
Okay.
This gentleman makes $545 a month.
Right.
Okay. He makes $6,540 a year.
So times 20.
They paid him $156,000.
165 million.
Yeah, so 160,000 USD.
Yeah.
He got 160,000.
Yeah, you got to get out of town. You got to get it when you get paid 6,500 a year. Yeah, and you get you got to get out of town.
That's life changing for sure.
But then he gets to a different country and he's like, "Fuck."
Well, he's got to stay. He can't go to like the U.S., but he can go to the US. He can go to other countries.
But he could though. He could probably. But
he could last a couple of years in the U.S. for sure. But
yeah, but that we'll get to some more border crossings in a minute. Actually, unfortunately. But anyways, treasure hunters should take note of that. Now let's take the long way around to Australia with some in-flight entertainment in between. Some international trends that you should know about. First, let's take it to Twitter, taking it to the internet. To learn about a recent Canadian radio station that did a protest. Look at this. Tracy Lindemann tweets, a soft rock radio station in Vancouver has been playing Killing in the Name Of by Rage Against the Machine for hours on a loop. Whenever someone calls in for a request,
there's a lot of curses in that song.
I know, right?
Is that "fuck you"? I want to. You tell me.
Yeah.
That's it. Whenever someone calls in for a request, they deny it and replay the Rage song again. And then it's a thread. Tracy follows up. She says they played a few times between requests. There are no pauses between when they play when one play ends and the next one begins. So it just sounds like one long song.
I would have stuck with them.
Oh, I would have listened to this for all day. Since finding out about this, I've listened to Killing in the Name Of no fewer than 8 times on Kiss 1049's website. And then she says, the last person to make a request requested Killing in the Name Of. The host replied, stick around. I don't know when we'll be able to play it, but we will play it. Then immediately launched into Killing in the Name Of.
So what was going on there? Do we know what the situation was?
So what the situation was, Pat, was that the morning show had just announced that they had been fired. Completely fired. A couple days
It was an Airhead scenario. The movie Airheads.
Yeah.
They're switching from hard rock to soft rock type.
So it was a protest, right? It was a protest, but fucking unfortunately, it turns out it was a staged rebrand to Sonic Radio. So they pulled the Airheads, but it was they did it on purpose.
Okay.
So this Tracy Lindemann person's probably in on it.
So they got press, and now they're going to play alternative rock.
Yes. So
that's awesome.
Smart.
It was a great stunt, and it worked perfectly.
You gotta take your hat off to.
You do. For a whole day, it worked, and everybody thought it was a protest, and it's a badass way to do it. Like
that's awesome.
That reminds me of there's a great author, Ryan Holiday. He actually lives in Austin, but he writes about like manipulating media. But he wrote about what Tucker Max did with "I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell." Remember that?
Yeah.
Tucker Max was like one of the original outrage machismo.
Of course. Yeah.
He went and he vandalized his own billboards and wrote like pig on them, and then people were like, "Oh, he must be a piece of shit."
Dude, Rage Against the Machine, Rage Against the Machine, that CD that had Killing in the Name Of, and all those songs on Bomb Track, Know Your Enemy. We used to listen to that song in my 89 Accord, all of you guys and me, and we drive around, and that was when I worked at Best Buy and had the free 50% off speaker that was really good. But by that point, it had got stuck on 100, so it would only go to 100, and we'd be listening to Rage Against the Machine at 100. Yeah,
that's the sound that's the song you want to listen to, though. I mean, when you have that.
Well, in Florida, I would have gotten the highest ticket ever, 25 feet.
Yeah, you see Joe Rogan says that DeSantis is a freedom protector for the day after we talk about.
Yeah, but you just can't listen to music.
Yeah, the day after we talk about the loud music.
You can't dance. You can't listen to music. But
very surprised that everyone jumped out on DeSantis.
Well, it's a surprising take.
It's pretty early.
Yeah, well, it's also just like, does he know
listen
about
to Florida
all the
Man
bills
Friday? DeSantis is a nerd.
Oh, wait, the no noise bill is crazy.
That's a
on
nerd
Four Man
bill.
Friday.
That's the
Yeah,
nerd bill. Yeah.
definitely a nerd bill. All right, now let's move it on to some serious news for the next bit, just a little bit. The Spanish and Moroccan border. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about this. If you thought the U.S. southern border was violent, I've got one for you to check out. And it's actually where they're hosting the G7 right now. It's not Spain, like proper Spain, but it's the Spanish territory of Melilla on the North African coast, where a quote-unquote stampede is what they're describing it as.
Oh, that looks bad.
Yeah, real bad. On the Spanish border from Morocco, ended in a reported 18 to 27 migrants being killed as they tried to scale the 20-foot
Yeah,
fence.
I bet some of them just fell to their death.
Yeah, but also, I think,
Eaten.
purposely.
Yeah.
And an additional 49 Spanish personnel were hurt, while 140 Moroccan security personnel were hurt, and 76 total migrants ended up dead, according to Morocco's Interior Ministry.
Someone got a gun out if that happened, right?
No, it's like
Yeah,
the
I
scene
mean-
they're probably whacking them with the batons, and then they're falling 20 feet.
Yeah, 20-foot
Look how high that fence is.
and it's all barbed wire too, and like
people are falling to their death because they're
It's
getting
insane.
pushed off by the cops. Like,
apparently pretty common where migrants will like try and rush this border, like these types of borders, like once in a while, like all together, knowing that some of them will die. In this case, like a shitload died.
right?
It's a Red
like what
Rover
they did- it's like-
situation.
Yeah,
Exactly, Red Rover. Yeah, like old wars where they would climb the castle walls and the first people would get killed, and then
Yeah,
You
but then
gotta
that's what it pays to be a fat kid,
because you can't
It's-
climb.
because you're last in.
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you're
Slow
slow.
it
but you're just
down a
gonna-
little.
you're also
They
not
slow
going to
it
get
They just
across.
open the door for you at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just feel bad, right?
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, you got here. You walked all the way here. We'll let you into Spain." I mean, but if you
Let
speaking of
those
the
brave
castle-
fast kids take the front. Let them get
the
in
castle,
first.
if you're Spain and this is your castle, you gotta up the walls a little bit. I think. Of
Yeah, that was
the
rickety.
20
Well,
foot
yeah, I mean,
fence.
this is where Africa meets Europe. That's what's going on there. I mean, that's,
Right, yeah, exactly. So people rush it to just try to get European passports, basically.
That's
and it's
sad.
like,
That's
gotta
that's
fucking-
an ugly scene.
you gotta shore that shit up. Yeah, I was like, wow, I didn't know that shit happened like on
Yeah.
that border. So, also in Spain to Madrid for updates from the NATO summit. And this is where America makes a presence. Here's what Joe Biden had to say about gas prices, inflation of gas.
How long is it fair to expect American drivers and drivers around the world to pay that premium for this war?
As long as it takes. So Russia cannot, in fact, defeat Ukraine and move beyond Ukraine.
Yeah, I buy it.
So it's all on
Yeah.
Putin. How
Well,
inflation
you see-
is up to Putin, I guess.
Vlad came out yesterday and he was
Is
like,
he dead yet? Putin?
No,
No.
well, no, not yet. But Vlad came out yesterday and said, Putin wants to invade Europe. Make no mistake. Now, obviously, his country's under attack, so you got to take that with whatever it is, whatever grain of salt it is. But
Oh, you're saying Zelensky said that?
yeah, Zelensky. Yeah, not when I say Vlad, I mean
Okay,
Zelensky.
that's
Well, of course he
confusing.
did. He
I thought
wants
you were talking
war.
about Putin in the third person.
No,
Putin's going to
Volodymyr.
get that Europe.
What Putin wants to do here,
Yeah.
see?
It's all a fucking mess. It's all very
That's
frog war.
gross.
But
Yeah.
not great that a war that started in 2014 is what we're relying on to end. And
Okay,
that's
time
when
out. The
inflation will
war,
end.
what he's referring to is the war that started like 4 or 5 months ago. But I do agree
But
with
it's an
you that
extension of the war that began in 2014.
Sure, but that does he doesn't care about. No one cares about the two little cities that bicker. This is like the invasion.
Well, those are the cities that they're fighting in now,
Thousands of people.
still.
Yeah, but
Luhansk and Donetsk.
thousands, dude. Don't bring up 2014. We're talking about this. That if they
Why
got
not?
back to 2014 levels,
Start when it
if
started,
they
Mike.
got back to 2014 levels with no violence, then Biden wouldn't be talking about the gas prices. But what he did there was give a no answer and say that he has absolutely no clue when inflation is going to end, and said it could be forever. Yeah.
America's presence abroad. Again, here's Justin Trudeau, the other American in the G7. Here's what he did in Madrid. It's him
It's
shaking
a
hands.
real pleasure to be meeting with a great
Who is it?
progressive leader. We're really
Oh.
excited to have a friend
doesn't know.
in
Does not
Australia.
know.
Australia's been a long-time friend. But
Does not
with,
know. The
with
Prime
the
Minister of
Australia,
Australia.
we have
Did he get the right country? He got okay.
Yeah.
Good.
At least
Well, the
that's-
flag's right behind him.
climate
Hope so.
change, on inclusive economic growth.
So Justin Trudeau did
That
not
was
know
like
the
Zuckerberg
name.
on a first date.
Justin Trudeau did not know the name of new Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, which if he listened to Hard Factor, he'd remember that because that's Albanese to remember. Albanese, but
Albanese
Albanese.
for cheese.
Yeah. So North America really doing well over there for getting names, telling everybody inflation is up to Vlad Putin. But, speaking of Albanese and the Australians, we've landed, gents, down under on the entire Australian continent. And fellas, Australia's literally just falling apart in front of our eyes. On top of Trudeau not remembering their prime minister's name, turns out a famous horse breeding heiress named Savannah Daisley. Here she is.
Whoa.
See her?
Yeah.
Describe to the listeners what she's
Savannah is a nice-looking gal with some plastic surgeries and good hair.
I would like her to eat a few more cheeseburgers, but good luck.
She's thin. Well, because she's a diet. Actually, Mark, I'll just show you right now. She's a
Looks like
diet.
she's got a
coach.
little bit of bulimia.
That's
She's
a
a
better
diet
pick
coach.
of her.
Okay.
She writes diet books.
That's a better pick, yeah.
For cleansing people. Well, but that's what
Her
she
legs
really
are
looks like.
look at her thighs. They're like the
That
size
photo
of
on the right
my wrist.
is a photo that, like, I can date that photo. That's a 2007 photo. I mean, that's just, so I don't know if they're still using it. And I've never seen this woman before.
Pat, the reason you can date that photo is because she has an eating disorder and has huge self-esteem
That's
issues.
what was in 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's a horse breeding heiress, as I mentioned at the top. So she's very, very rich. She's been charged with drunkenly having sex with a 14-year-old boy 4 times on the same day. Whoa. She
Holy
was horny
moly.
and also a rapist. On May 20th, 2021, allegedly. She's going to plead not guilty.
She's like, I only did it twice.
This
This is horseshit.
Yeah. She better have a good defense. You'll hear why.
She's like, well, who came? What are we talking about? He came 4 times, right? Like, what constitutes 4 times here, fellas?
Who's saying 4?
Yeah.
Who's saying 4? She was blacked out. So he's
It's definitely rape. My bad. It's bad.
She was blacked out. So he's saying 4. Daisley recently posted. So sorry. This was so apparently she was blacked out, like I'm saying. Daisley recently posted on her now deleted Instagram that she is recently, as of now, 223 days sober. So was very drunk right before getting sober when the alleged events occurred, and that she's just walked away now from her partner of 8 years.
Was she a teacher? How did she meet
Right
this?
No, she was just a rich book writer.
Where did she meet the 14-year-old?
I think it was like just I don't know, Mark. There wasn't a ton of details about exactly where it happened.
Okay.
She's now in jail awaiting trial.
Yeah.
And the judge has opted to remand her since she's apparently got compelling audio evidence against her that she is at least guilty of drunkenly forcing a makeout on this kid, and potentially she audio admitted to the entire enchilada. So. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a makeout.
No.
14-year-old
and a 28-year-old? No, that's bad.
Okay. You see? Okay.
It's
That's bad.
Okay.
It's pretty crikey, mate.
No, Pat, 14's so young. Like I get even the joke about like a high school kid banging a hot teacher. Like for a guy, it's awesome. For a girl, it's certainly rape. And like the that's a double standard. Like a senior in high school, maybe a freshman in college guy banging a 25-year-old hot teacher, not so bad. A 28 and 14-year-old type thing, that's so fucking young. That's like 8th grade.
The fact she was blackout drunk,
that changes your life. That changes your life in a bad way for her. Yeah.
The fact she was blackout drunk makes it like I feel like
that kid's fucked.
Worse, right?
The kid's gonna have a horrible life.
Crikey, mate! No more diet books for Savannah, eh?
Yeah.
So sorry, Savannah. Well, we'll see. I mean, allegedly, she said she's gonna plead not guilty, but she's deleted everything off the internet. So seems guilty and innocent at the same time. And finally, for Australia, the worst thing of all, for sure, Volt Bank, a digital Australian bank, has surprise folded, leaving 140 employees jobless and 6,000 customers needing to move their money before it's liquidated on the 5th of July.
Volt Bank, online only. They tell you 6 days before your money is deleted forever if you don't move it out of their bank. They have over $100 million on the books.
At least they can get their money out.
That's true.
Well, for now.
Unlike my savings, which is locked up in Celsius.
But not everyone's going to get all their money back. Probably.
Online banking is getting fucked right now. Crypto and this online banking. So
what is Bitcoin at? Like 18 now?
Oh, is it 20?
No.
North of 20.
It's holding it. I think it got back up above 19.
I got to produce another studio movie soon.
Yeah. Bitcoin's struggling. Online banking is struggling. This is the second Australian online bank to fold in the last 2 years, guys. As we're talking about, as global economies continue to underperform, the pressure may only get worse on everybody. So that's why we are all really hoping for good news on July 28th. Because after we found out this week that China didn't bounce back from a rough quarter 1 on their GDP, it's all riding on the U.S. now for the top 2 economies. If we want to try to help avoid that global R word, we will have a good quarter. July 28th is when the quarters for U.S. GDP Q2 results come out. And since all that news sucks ass for sure, especially the crypto and the savings shit, here's a crab with a knife in Okinawa, Japan.
There's something out there. What the hell is that? Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Ron. Hey, bro. I need that knife.
It's a significant knife.
Yeah, it's like an Outback steak knife.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I cut you so bad you don't know how bad I cut you.
This is a viral TikTok. I thought that was more fun than our word.
That's a good one. Yeah, another crab thing I saw is there's a new species of hairy crabs. They're like 100% hairy. They look like a tarantula, but they're crabs.
Oh, like a hermit style.
Yes,
crab-ish?
exactly like a hermit crab, but hairier.
Those coconut crabs are kind of like, that's what the Okinawa guy who's camping, a coconut crab stole. Also called a robber crab, steals your shit, stole his knife. They're also kind of like hermitish looking, but they're huge.
The hairy crabs steal other animals' hair to use as a shell. It's like a defense mechanism, but they're covered in hair. They're gross.
Weird.
Yeah,
that's a gross crab.
Yeah,
that's gross.
Crabs are gross animals for sure.
Gross.
All right, let's go to Hive 5, guys. Here's what's going on in the world of the Hard Factor Hive. First up, Fatathon ends next week. Uh-oh, where are you guys at? There's 34 participants roughly in the Fatathon.
Mark's doing good. I was doing good until I've stress eaten a lot this last week. I'll be honest.
Well, that's okay. As of right now, guys, the Heart of Hive has lost 281.8 pounds, which is an entire fat person.
That's right.
And here are the top 5.
It's one host.
Last week. John F.
Unless you're Will.
Well, on average, because Will's a little heavier and Pat's a little lighter. It's like exact average of one host starting in the Fatathon.
There you go. Top 5 right now. John F. First place currently. He's down 22.7 pounds. Greg Riley, 25.4.
Woo.
Mark, 29.4 pounds. Keep in mind, guys, this is body mass
percentage.
Loss. Yeah, percentage. Tim A, 28.2. Dave Storm, 17.2. Dooley, he's 6th place. He's 14.4. And Hard Factor Will, you were in 7th place with 19.4 down.
Nice.
Somewhere in the number 7, baby. Durant.
Nice.
Watch out. Coming for that top 6.
Let's pop into some voicemails real quick. First and foremost, we have, it's more of a question for our boy Amish Brock, and I want to know y'all's take on this. I have my opinion.
Okay. Hey boys, it's Mama C from the Discord.
Thanks, Mama C.
I had a question for you guys, and specifically for Amish Brock, if he could help me out. So I just went and got gas at Kroger, and I looked over to the left, and there's a woman paying at the cashier box, and she's wearing a bonnet and a full-blown dress that looks like it was stitched by, like my great-great-great-grandmother.
Yep.
I assumed she was buying ice because I didn't think she was allowed to have any, worldly possessions or whatever. Turns out she was buying gas. She was with her husband, and they got in their little shitty minivan and drove off. Here's where I'm confused. Can Amish people drive cars? I didn't think so. So was she just a Mormon? Do Mormons dress like that? I had no idea. I just know she looked straight off of Little House on the Prairie. If someone could help me out, that'd be great. Anyway, I just didn't know if she was like a Mormon or a dirty fucking lying Amish person. So anyway, you guys have a great fucking weekend. Love you boys.
Damn, the Amish getting hated
All
on.
right, Mama C. It was one of two things. Okay.
Also, a Mormon, Pat. I don't know if this one made the cut, but a Mormon sent in a video of a skateboarding Mormon, and that Mama C, you need to check that out. If you haven't seen it, Google it.
Jeremiah,
pretty good. Jeremiah.
So it was one of two things. It was someone protesting the Roe v. Wade overturning with a handmaiden's tale situation, or
she's
kidnapped. Or it was a Mennonite. It was a Mennonite.
Mennonite. I think it's Mennonite, Pat. Yeah.
Or she was kidnapped.
She also could have been like Elizabeth Stark kidnapped.
Yes, she was kidnapped, and then she had to what's it called, the syndrome type thing where
Stockholm syndrome.
She had Stockholm syndrome type thing because she hadn't been kidnapped for a while. You get to get gas now without me holding a gun to you.
Exactly. You're lucky you earned that privilege. All right, next up, guys, our boy Colin from California has been having a hard time. He had a recent breakup, and now he's back on the market, and
Let's
I
go,
guess
Colin.
he's trying to figure out how best to dip his toe.
Okay.
Well, hello, motherfuckers. It's Colin from California. So, boys, I fucking downloaded Tinder, downloaded Bumble. I don't know if I fucking hit a rock or what the hell happened, but it is fucking dry out there. Like, it is a fucking savanna right now.
Oh, no.
I don't know what the hell's going on. So, I don't know. What's some pointers for me, boys? I need some fucking pointers. I'm trying to get, trying to tame some fucking strange, and your boy needs it. So, I'll talk to you later.
So I looked at Colin's profile, and he has what he said there. I'm trying to tame some fucking strange as
That was his.
No, he does not. As his profile
on his Bumble, and
Is he just trying to get laid? Because
that's amazing.
I just don't think it works. I don't think it works. No, Colin, I'm kidding. I don't know if that's true or not. If you want to tame some strange, my friend, I've never been on a dating app in my life, but I hear Tinder's the place to go.
Plenty of fish.
Plenty of fish. If you want to meet a nice Christian girl, you can go there.
Oh, I thought that was a bang site only.
Plenty of fish.
No,
it's a bang after married site.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a whole range of them.
There's
My
got to be a
wife
few
and
sites
I
that are just
met
bang
on
sites.
Met on OkCupid, which was definitely probably more of just a bang site, but we still met there.
Most of them are bang sites.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, the majority of them bang sites. Colin, what you want to do is you want to go down to a local bar and start making your presence known. Become a regular there, and if you hang out till the bar closes every night, you're going to end up finding love. It's never failed
true.
me.
That's true. Late at night, true. Also, but you have to have stamina, so you can't get too drunk too early on that one. And then you can put a dog in your picture. I feel like that ups your like it always.
Look,
as soon as you get that dog in the picture,
no,
a couple more bites.
Here's advice I gave Colin. Our boy Colin, he falls in love fast. He falls in love hard. I was telling him to cool it. Don't rush into it. Don't rush into any of this. Take some time. Work on you. Enjoy the new job. Congratulations.
He's just so horny. That's all.
I know.
That's
Yeah,
all.
well, jerk off, man. Like I don't think you should rush into it because you're gonna fall in love with the next girl, and it might. You're not ready for another heartbreak. So just I'd say work on you. You're the man. Don't rush into it. That's my advice.
I wholeheartely agree.
That's great advice, Mark.
Yeah. Well, it was pretty good. Pretty good advice. Let's move on to what's going on the internet, guys. First, I want to read a review. 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. The true measurement of a great podcast. This is from Lizard King 2179. Not a big Jim Morrison fan, but whatever. It's okay. Never in my life have I uttered the inner thoughts of jumping off a bridge and ending my own existence. That was until Wes's trifecta of horrible news about the honeymoon of horror, bugs in our tea, and monkey murder kidnapping of a baby.
Dark.
Keep up the great work, gents. HAGFD, and something I can't agree with. Go Tigers.
Yeah.
That was an awesome review.
King. Go Tigers.
All right, what else happened?
That was a tough triple to get through.
Yeah, but Wes, man, like the dark room with Wes, that it's got legs. It always has.
Look,
it always has.
It does numbers. It's entertaining, but it's heavy.
You gotta be ready for it.
Yeah,
I'm never ready for. He gets me to laugh too often on those, and I just come off looking like a psychopath.
Yeah,
I'm laughing at all.
They'll put it on Facebook, and they're like, "Why are these three or four fat idiots laughing at this?"
We're gonna get into
Someone died.
I think it's therapeutic for Wes. All right, what else happened over the weekend? Or over the last week? So the Avalanche, they won the Stanley Cup, right? And our intern Jackson, he's a big Avs fan. He went out and partied.
Look at Jackson.
There he is in the middle.
If you're not watching the YouTube, Jackson's with a group of like 10 of his friends. But he is clearly the most plastered, right?
Here's the thing about Jackson. The kid don't know how to party.
Oh, he's down.
Oh, he's sleeping.
He's unconscious in daylight. It's broad daylight.
Full daylight. So
I mean, he took a little lawn nap, all right?
Good on you, Jackson. All right, guys.
He did it right. That's how Ovechkin would be proud.
Jackson, you're going to have to put on a little tolerance if you want to come to Hive trip too, because we're just going to leave you in the sand.
That's true, Jackson. You would get where we'd have to like put him on like a dolly. We'd have to have a Jackson dolly.
Jackson wheelbarrow.
You need an insurance policy is what we need. All right, guys, I want to get into some Facebook comments. I think we've explained this before. So our Facebook is popping off, right? But it's mostly bringing in randos, which is fine. And I would love some of the comments that are on there. So, and some of these comments came in this week on old videos, but I just thought they were hilarious. So, first, on our video about Jason Derulo attacking someone in Vegas because that person called him Usher, Thapello Makena, who is from some country in Africa, I'm not sure, he says, "You guys are dumb as shit. If this is what it's been going on in your careers, then y'all keep it Danko.
What's Danko mean?
Danko. And he did clap hands. What was what's Danko clap hands?
Shout out. It was like a shout out, like praise hands.
I feel like Danko's. We're not going to get what that means.
There's Salepo Makenya. He has 39 friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's he at? He's in Lesotho.
Danko in South Africa means danky, which symbolizes acceptance and appreciation. It's like keep it like pushing P, basically.
Okay.
Oh,
he,
so
he wasn't pushing
he
much
insulted us, and then he said, "I'm pushing P."
Push some P next time, guys. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Whatever. We'll move on. Dalton Wallace, guys.
Wait.
Bring it back up.
He says that we were being too negative.
Yeah, he wants us to be Danko, I think. That's why it's got the praise hands too. Like be Danko, be cool. In Afrikaans in South Africa, Danko means like pushing P.
There you go. Danko. Push a P. He's not. All right, moving on, guys.
He's not. He's not even following his own fucking
He's
thing.
a hater. He's the hater that ends all of his hate with Danko. That doesn't. You know what? Hater, Thalapius, or whatever your name is.
It means
you can't just hate on shit and then say Danko at the end.
It also
and then
can
it's
mean like
all good.
It also can mean like thank you. So maybe it's like sarcastic. You know, like thank you.
DePello is his name. All right. This one it will make a little bit more sense.
Tilapia, is that what you said, Pat?
Thapello. On our video about the Liver King that was posted back in November of last year, this week, Dalton Wallace felt that he needed to say this. When they upset about their own bodies, do they go after him? You sad slobs.
We get so many of those.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you...
That's exactly why we made fun of the Liver King. You got us.
And here's Dalton's
the Liver King.
no.
The Liver King. The Liver King's got so many. Oh,
Dalton's young.
I thought we'd maybe expose Dalton after
okay,
calling
Pat,
us
are you allowed to
slobs.
show these?
Yeah, Dalton's
it's
like
on
15.
the internet.
Dalton's like 15.
It's on the internet.
No, he's a 420 friendly individual.
Well, he should be more chill then,
Where's
bro.
he from?
Also, if
Who
he's
cares?
420 friendly, why are you like all up in the Liver King's ass? He eats like testicles all day. You get high and eat testicles all day, Dalton? Probably not. You probably think it's gross when you're high.
This kid goes in trolls all day. Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm.
He's like 15, bro.
He also is a piece of shit and he can eat a dick.
Well,
Bye, Dalton.
He is.
Dalton, you'll learn.
All of those things.
You'll learn later. Hopefully, we don't get sued for that.
No, we won't, guys. It's on the internet. Finally, guys, on our video about a Florida man that stalked 2 underage girls and then tells the cops he didn't care about the girls, iCure says this. So this is the second video I've been recommended, and you guys laugh at child abuse and pedophiles. Like, genuinely, this is disturbing, and I'm blocking and reporting this page. It says Tyke.
This is what I'm talking about. We do these type of stories that we laugh because, you know.
Here's our boy Tyke here.
Wait, Tycure is just like
oh no
manhandle of Michelob.
Tycure is
come on, man.
So Tycure has a split tongue. He has a lizard tongue.
Oh, here, wait, go back to the wrestling. Go back to the wrestling.
It's because there's a video.
I can't. Oh no.
He goes.
He's like a WWE fan.
And he buys the belt, and he wears the belt to the WWE events. Look how many belts he has.
He's got a lot of belts. There's a split tongue.
Ew, split tongue. Oh, he's a father. You shouldn't be wasting your time. Look, you got to take after your daughter, Tycure. You can't be wasting time on our page. You got to find something better to do.
This guy's pathetic.
Mm-hmm, he's absolutely pathetic. But he reported our page, so. Oh, he has a snake.
Why are you reporting our page?
I'm sure
why are all these stoners?
Freak.
Why are you guys all mad at us?
Yeah.
What is going on? What's up with these not chill stoners?
I don't know. We were having a lot.
That's the story. I remember that one. We got so much shit for that story on the video on Facebook because from the randos. That was the guy who followed the 2 girls that got a Slurpee at like 7-Eleven and then they dropped it and ran and they went back to the 7-Eleven like who were shaking and called the cops and they found that guy and he's like, no, it was a misunderstanding. I was jerking off before they got there.
That was a funny story.
It was funny because his excuse was so bad. He like circled around and followed them, and then when the police got there, and he was like, "I was already pulled over jerking off," and they walked into my path.
Just the girls.
That's
saw
funny.
him for like 2 seconds and turned around and ran back into the store. So yes, it was.
It's funny
on the book sexual assault, but the guy was in his car whacking it.
Yeah.
Like if you can't,
it's because of what he said to the cops. That was hilarious. I'm sorry.
We thought it was funny, and you can eat a big fat dick, Tycure.
Yeah, that guy's dick. The guy who's jacking off in his car. Ty, go find him.
I don't have the wheel. I don't know how to wheel. Do we know how to do that?
Okay. Will can do it.
I got it.
You got a wheel request.
I don't want to do the wheel. I'd rather just no. That's it. That's the show.
Okay.
That's the end of the show.
No. We can't disrespect the wheel like that, Pat. In fact, the fact that you tried that, the wheel is going to get you back.
I said it. I didn't. I talked about the wheel.
You did bring it up.
That's tough. I don't know. I mean,
So time out now. Who's on the show?
I don't know.
Because we don't know if Pat or Wes will be on the show. It'll just be a 2-man show.
I think it just have to be a surprise. We'll spin the wheel.
We will put something out on the 4th of July.
Why don't we spin the wheel, put Wes's name in there too, and then we'll make
we'll
make people feel bad. Whoever screws us over will make them feel bad.
All 4 definitely on. Yeah, I like this game.
Yeah.
Okay. This is really more of a punishment wheel than anything else.
Yeah, because
it may just be one.
2 guys decided to take a vacation at the same time, and we didn't tell our sponsors that we were going to take a vacation. So it's going to be interesting.
Here we go. Cup of coffee in the big time for 4th of July, which might just be like bomb pop. You know, might not be a full cup of coffee.
That makes sense since I'll be on the show. So the wheel knew.
Mark got it.
Yeah.
And then TikTok International Moment, which again might be America International Moment considering it's the 4th of July.
Yeah, the wheel knew. So, I mean, Pat and Wes are going to go have another vacation. Surprise, surprise. And we'll do it.
Well,
yeah.
Yes.
This is shocking.
That's amazing.
It's not a vacation.
Look, the wheel. Look,
it's
the
not
wheel.
A vacation.
The
you're
wheel.
You're not going to be on the show. It's a vacation if you're going to the beach.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So wise. I mean, Pat, can you now admit? Look what it just did for you.
It's a
smart wheel
for you. I know. It's a just wheel.
You got to be coming around on it, right? I mean,
I don't know. We'll see. But
look at
what
that.
I do know is that it's been an awesome week, and I hope you guys have a great fucking weekend.
Hell yeah.
And 4th of July.
America.